All right, toy fans, here we go. So, I got a whole bunch of. So, I was kind of cleaning up in here, and I got to tell you, I came across a ton of just old toys. So, I have actually put this together, and I think I took it back apart and then put it up. This is something my friend Jeff gave me a long time ago. Haven't opened it in a while. I have like a trap jaw skull thing. So, if you're familiar with Mega Constructs, Mega Constructs was Mattel's like attempt at block building. They actually did really good block building stuff. If you're familiar with the Call of Duty line, Halo, all that comes from Mega Constructs. It was originally in Mega Blocks, then Mega Constructs, and like even older Mega Block stuff. If you're dealing with like the military stuff, they had like some dragons. That stuff was actually brilliant, beautifully rendered, like toys. So I mean, I got rid of my Mega Blocks years ago, and they were like the smaller minifigs, more like Lego size. And I had like a tank that was like a white tank that was in a snow thing. I had a desert style Humvee, and then I had like a helicopter that was like a troop carrier. There's a part of me that really wishes I had those back because I did really enjoy those toys. But enough said about that. We're actually going to be looking at these Mega Constructs figures. Now, I've got one, two, three, four, five, six minifigs, skull, the actual battle ram Mega Constructs build. That's like the battle ram, and then it's got Triclops and Mechanic in it. Like I said, I put that one together. I had a two pack, and I thought I had two other figures. I'm not sure where they're at, but we'll kind of figure that out as we get into it. Um, well, let me just say, I'm wondering if I sold them, and I really hope I didn't sell them. But we're gonna go over here. We're gonna look at these figures and such. Let's open them up. It's about time. It's about time to open these things up and really kind of get into it. Okay, so first we've got the skull thing here. That's pretty cool. If you're familiar with the pirates, so I still have quite a bit of my Mega Blocks pirates. So it was Pyrates, and then Pirates of the Caribbean, both of which had like ships and like all these cool sets, but some of them had a skull, and the skull had like an eye patch lifted. You see the minifig, and then you could build stuff around the skull. So this is kind of in that same vein. I think they do a Master Chief like head as well. Kind of the same ordeal where it's like, hey, we've got this Skeletor skull, and then you kind of build into it. So we'll build that here in a minute. I kind of want to get this big one out of the way. So let's put the skull over here. We've got, of course, Scareglow, and he does glow in the dark. My kid has one. I've had this one forever. Haven't taken him off the card, so I figured it's time to take him off the card finally. So we'll put him over here. Also picked up a Roboto, and I wanted to say that I think that they did Roboto in this style, which was the mini comic style, instead of the I think he comes in his regular style in like one of the kits. And I can't remember which kit it is. And I'd like to get more of those as I go down the road. So we'll put him over here. Okay, also got Trapjaw, and this is the cartoon style Trapjaw. One thing I noticed about Trapjaw, he doesn't have the armor on his arm, but that'll be okay. We'll go from there. I still like Trapjaw quite a bit. So for me, I'm good with him either way. But he's got the red boots areas and the red arm with the arm pieces. And I believe because this one has a Trapjaw on it too, but that is the mini comic Trapjaw. Okay, so we'll put him over here. Then we got one of my faves. I remember getting this guy. So the original, my vintage figure, I got years ago with my grandmother when I came to visit her in Dallas. She actually lived in Irving. We got it at the Galleria. There was a Toys R Us there, or it was a KB's. I can't remember, but back in the 80s. But this, I've always loved Manny faces. So this one, we definitely got to open. And his head, I believe, does turn, which is kind of cool. Let's see. We also have Triclops. Now, this set comes with the Triclops, but we got this Triclops, and it is a mini comic style Triclops. So you got the different brighter greens and coloring here. So that'll be fun to play with. And then one I've had for a very long time. I doubt he smells, but Stinkor. Very cool Stinkor. You know, I got a Stinkor. I think my buddy Chris sent me a Stinkor in the Masterverse. That thing is really cool. I remember I was sick at one point. I had I had this huge. It was like a growth on the side of my face. It was like a swollen gland. My parents came. They were trying to help me out, figure out what was going on. I was in a lot of pain. And the classic Stinkor had come in from Mattel. I'd ordered it, finally came in. So I took it with me, and I opened it up in the car. My dad's like, woo! That smells so bad. And it was the patchouli. He's like, we gotta do something about that. That's pretty bad. All right. So we'll put these, we'll put them over here for right now. And the skull over here. And let's take a look at this one. Okay. So we got, of course, the Battle Ram box here. Very nice. 8 plus. It's a Pro Builder. It's 188 pieces. We go to the other side. Oh, yeah. Look, you got artwork on each side. Mechanic, Triclops. And then there's even this right here at the Battle Ram. Made by Mattel. Love it. And the thing is I would love to see more of these just because they own their own license. So I think with Mattel. Or is it Universal? I can't remember now. But yeah, let's go ahead and we'll get... Oh, snaps. Looky there. Okay. I figured it out. Here's where all my minifigs were. So, okay, so look. We're also going to open He-Man and Beastman. The He-Man versus Beastman 2-pack. That'll be a lot of fun. Got a He-Man. Now, it's a interesting He-Man. It's not like, I don't think it's like the standard He-Man, but it's kind of got a little bit of metallic, almost metallic blue sort of armor. And then we got Beastman in his vintage colors. Okay, so we'll put him over here. And then, we got, now this one's old. You know how it's old because it's got the Mega Construx, Masters Universe. Its cross-sell is Ninja Turtles, Star Trek, Aliens, Terminator, and another Terminator. Wow. Okay, so this is before they started doing really their own Masters of the Universe Mega Construction line. So we'll open him up too. So we've got a Faker here as well. That'll be fun. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like we've got his, under his armor, his little cassette tape thing on his chest. So that's nice. All right. And then, oh, that's loose. Okay, that'll be easy. And then we got an Evil Lyn. I'm trying to see who's on the cross-sell art. Looks like maybe Mossman, Adam, Skeletor, and Stratos. I think that's who that is. And look, we got Evil Lyn. So we got an Evil Lyn to put together as well. That'll be cool. I don't have a Skeletor yet. I should probably get a Skeletor at some point. I know there was a Battle Armor Skeletor that I was looking at that was like, it was, let's see, it was Skeletor, and he had the Land Shark, and so Skeletor with the Land Shark, and I can't remember who else he came with. And then there was He-Man with the Battle Armor, and he came, I think, with Battle Cat, and then it was Merman with the Roton. So both of those sets, I'd like to get those. Okay. So here we go. We're gonna look at this booklet. That's a beautiful booklet. Pretty simple. All right. So we've got our instructions here. Okay. Pretty basic stuff. Yeah. So let's build that. Oh, I remember what it was. It was this set here. So this set, it's got the Battle Armor, He-Man, and Merman. So Battle Cat and Roton. So I want to get that one. And it was this one that had Zodak. Zodak, the white sorceress from, it was the Shards of Darkness, I believe, where she's in the all white. And this comes with, of course, Point Dread, Battle Rack, Panther, Battle Armor, Skeletor. So these two are kind of, for me, they're a must. I should probably get those. Temple of Darkness. That's what it is. Temple of Darkness. Oh man, my my Motu knowledge I feel is declining as I'm getting older. There's also one that's got, I think, Hordak. It's got a comic Prince Adam and a She-Ra, and it comes with the Monstroid. That's another one that I'd like to get a hold of. So I'm gonna keep my eyes out for these. I'd like to get those and put those in the collection. Those are fun. Never did get to get a Castle Grayskull, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, we're gonna go and open it up now. I know that my my minifigs are already put together, so let's empty this out real quick. And I saved it all in a little baggie here. All right, so here we go. We've got, of course, Mechaneck. How cool is that? Look, he's got the bracer over here. For these guys, their armor is removable. If you pop off their head, you can actually, I believe, yeah, pop their armor up and over them. This one's pretty tight. Yeah, that one's really tight, but much like the Call of Duty guys, they have a little bit more muscular body than the Call of Duty, but same premise, same principle, and a lot of them are built the same. They actually have I think it's Hellboy. I came across a Hellboy and I believe an Abe Sapien also out of that line, and I would like to get those. So we're going to give him his club. He's got to have his classic yellow club. Now, he does come with a little bit of a play feature here. We can't twist his waist and make it happen, but we can snap these onto place and do it like that. Kind of like what the classics did and what Origins did. Looky there. And then you can move it and pose it. He's like, what? All right. So that's our Mechaneck. I'm going to put Mechaneck over here. Let's see. Triclops. I know he's got a sword. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay. Triclops, same thing. He's got 2 bracers on him. His armor does come off, and it's a little bit more pliable. It's kind of rubbery. He has the movable eyes, so you got the different eyes there. I personally like the red one. Now, this does pop off. It's really hard to pop off, but underneath, he actually has like mechanical stuff. You can stow away his sword there. So if you want to take out his sword, put in his hand. Now he's going to go to battle. The master swordsman himself. We'll put Triclops over there. And then let's start building. Okay. So one right over here, it looks like we need one, 2 of these. Now these are the 2x4 inverted slants. Looks like 2 of these 1x2s with a 1-up smooth nub. So we'll kind of keep digging for that. No, it's in here. There's one. Nope, that's not it. Let's see. Where? Oh, here we go. Here's one. There's one. And 2 should be in here somewhere. I'm gonna find it. I know it's in here because I wanted to say that I just recently took this apart, so I seriously doubt I'm losing anything. Hey, yeah, Chris, it is an afternoon build, my man. I'm kind of glad because last night I would not have made it through a build, so I decided to kind of switch it up and to try to make it to where it's an afternoon Saturday, and I figured that would be the easiest thing to do was to get an afternoon build more than anything else, because the late night on Friday nights, I know some of my friends, they can't do it, but then I get to where I can't do it either. It's too much. So, oh my goodness. Here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to move these big wheels over here. They're kind of in the way. And move these green pieces over here. It's kind of hard when everything here is pretty much green. And the underside looks like that. So, I know it's got to be in here somewhere. Like I said, just recently had this thing together and had it back apart. Alright, well, what else? We also need this guy right here. So we got this, this, and this. And I might have to drop this for a minute. Hunt, yes, it's all about the hunt right now, man. And I guess the problem with this is because it's all, like I said, it's all green. So those little pieces and parts, they are hiding on me. They're making it difficult right now. I'm feeling a bit like an amateur. What's that one? Nope. What's that one? It's like I'm just going to flip them all over at this point. Oh, you know what? Aha! I knew I'd find it. Alright, so here we go. We've got this is going to go right here and snap into place. That's going to snap in. I think people who sort first are cheating. Yeah, I mean, because oftentimes when I'm doing this, I am kind of building on the fly, so I'm opening it for the first time. This was originally in bags. I think it came in like one bag of like big parts, one bag of small parts, and then you had another little bag of minifigures and like small pieces. But when I took it apart and put it away, I just put everything in a bag. So now the sorting is even more complex because it's like now we've got to find this and find that, and it's a little bit more difficult. But hey, we'll do it. We'll get it. Alright, so I've got down here on this part of the block, I've got this 2x2 flat and a 3x2 flat. And that's going to stack. Then this piece is going to go right up here on top. So I think we're building the back battle ram part possibly. Or no, this might be the jet sled. Cool thing is, the jet sled does actually break apart and fly off, and you can snap it back together. Alright, so now we need a 2x4 slant. Here we go, there's one. And we need one for the other side. There we go, one for the other side. And these are going to go right up here. So 1 and 2. Alright, let's look at our next page here. Page 4. We're way up here. We've got, looks like a 1x1 flat, 1x2 flat, and that one's in black. And I don't see any others, so that's probably the one with the hole. And then one of the 1x2 flat with an inversion on it, and that's also in black. So here we go. Put that there. This is going to snap right into the center. There you go. And that's going to go right on the end. So pretty cool way. One of the things that I do dig about Meg Constructs that doesn't always happen with Lego, it is the battle ram. Yeah, we're doing the battle ram that's got the sled, and the sled has 2 different heads. So you can take like the phoenix or the gargoyle head off and put a snake head on it. So it'd be cool like if you could get like 2 of the battle rams, or if they came out with another jet sled, so you could do the snake head. But yes, it is. It's not fun without the hunting. I know. I like the hunting. Well, I like the sound of the Legos moving. Alright, so here we go. We've got, on the back, we've got 2 of these 1x2s. So 1, there's one over here, 2. And then it looks like we've got some curves. Now they're 1x2 curves, so let's see. Now I got them here. Here's the gargoyle head. That's pretty cool. And then the snake head. Yeah, here's the snake head I was talking about. It's got a bit of a snake head. Man, if Mattel ever partnered with Hasbro and they did like GI Joe, that would be cool because you could use the snake head for Serpentor's chariot. How cool! How cool would that be? Um, they were talking about wanting to partner with people and do crossovers. I mean, we could get some instead of the GI Joe that they put out with their blocks. They were the Creos were they were okay. But man, if they did it with like Mega Constructs, oh, that'd be a game changer. I would love to have GI Joe with like my Call of Duty. That would be amazing. And actually, I kind of wish there's a part of me that wishes that they would bring the Call of Duty figures back, or just create like a generic military thing. Like do see if you can't partner with Valiverse and do that one. All right, so we've got. Let's see. I know these curves are in here somewhere. Oh, here they are. And look, that one's already got a part on it, so we're gonna put that one back. Maybe that's why I couldn't see it. And this is gonna go on the back here, like that. And then I should have one more. Where is that? Some of these did not get. Oh, there's the other right there. Looky there, already put together. So that might be a little bit of cheating right there. Okay. Now we're down here on 6. So we've got 2 of these. So 1 and 2. We've got 1 of these. It's like a little. It's like a little crook thing here. Is that it? No, it should be 2. 2 up. 2 up, Taylor. We'll find it. I got a 1x2 flat. And I'll go ahead and tell you the way that they put the pipes together for the bottom of this is really cool. It's excellent. Like at first I was very hesitant about even getting this set back. Well, I didn't get the set. Jeff gave it to me. Count McGee. He gave it to me a long time ago. But I was hesitant about getting it because I was like, I don't want to necessarily like, start collecting this. But it's worth collecting. It's a good line. All the Hasbro yeah. They had a set that had I think the Cobra Fang. The Fang was pretty decent, but I mean, okay. Let me restate that before I get in trouble for running my mouth. It's not that it's decent. It was okay. The fact that I don't think the propeller moved. There were issues with it, from what I understood, staying together. So I kept hearing that it kept falling apart on people. The blocks wouldn't snap together correctly, and the minifigures were just, they just didn't. They didn't look right, and they ended up, if I remember correctly, I would see them all the time at like Five Below. Never saw them at Ollie's, which is where you get your good stuff cheap. But I would see them all the time at Five Below, and I thought about it at one point, but I remember I just couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to get them. I was like, they're okay, but I don't think they're like that good, and so I passed on them. And now people are trying to pick them up and get them, but it's, I don't know. I don't know. It's there. I'm not in a big rush to go find those for some reason. I'm good with keeping my classics, and I like this quite a bit, but I might pass on the Hasbro's attempts at Lego. Yeah, I liked the minifigures better off than the kits themselves. The I think the what was it, the Cobra, oh my goodness, the little the the it's not the Adlers, it's the motors, not the motorcycle, it was the ATV. Um and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. The yeah, but that one was looked decent, but I can't even remember what minifigure came with it. It was something weird that just didn't look right. And then some you'd have like the minifigure, like there was the minifigure of Snake Eyes, looked really cool, but then he came with kind of a weird kit that just didn't seem to work. You have a whole bag of them, of the Creo ones. Did you also get the Creo Transformers? Because I know that was a big thing too. Wait, see what he says about that one. All right, so we're gonna go with the gargoyle head first. So looking at, got the snake one. We'll put that over here. Got the gargoyle right there. So the gargoyle, and it's cool. The way it does is it's got like a little peg there. You could just put the head, snap it right on in. If you want to open the mouth up a little bit, you could do it like that. I like to push mine down to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And this is just going to fit right up there on the front. And already look, it looks like a jet sled. I remember when they came out with the jet sled on Classics, and I was just like, oh, my kid. So he ended up getting a jet sled in the Origins, and I remember look because it had Prince Adam, the jet sled, a stand. I can't remember. It's like a big blast effect and stuff, and I was like, I could go ahead and get this. And I was like, no, 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 I don't have the room. I need to back away. So it took me a minute. I was really seriously thinking about getting that jet sled. But there's a time when it's like when I look and I'm like, hey, I got so much in here, I can barely move, and in the middle of cleaning and doing all sorts of stuff, it's like that's not what I need. So this has got these weird little feet. This would be cool to put on like the bottom of a character where you can get the monster feet. So one, let's see. I got that little guy right there. Looks like one more of those little monster feet. Yeah, look right there. And then got one. Is that double sided or is that one side? I'm looking at these right here. It's one side. Okay. I was looking in the instructions and it looks like we got one that's got just one little bump on the side right here. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yes, the Transformer crayons. Nice. Nice. I figured you did. One of our Ghostbuster guys on our team, he's actually customizing his pack as Bumblebee. So he's got yellow features on his proton pack, and he is trying to get a Autobot emblem printed out and attached to the bottom. And so I have been looking on Thingiverse, looking for Corvette. It's like the Corvette fronts, like printable fronts for like model cars and stuff that go pretty big. So that way we can print him a bumper that looks like a Corvette that we can put on the bumper of his pack. So I'm still looking. That's been a tough one to find. But I'll get on and I just start kind of searching around. I'm sure I'll find it at some point. Hey, Crazy Doc, how are you? Yeah, a custom pack, when they're done correctly, custom packs are beautiful. All right, so that's pretty much, look at that. That's a good looking jet sled right there. And you can switch out, so you can actually switch the head. So if you wanted to do like make it a bad guy jet sled, so let's see, put that back on, and pop that on right there. So now you got the snake. But we're gonna, for our purposes here, we're gonna keep it classic. We're gonna go with that gargoyle. So I'm gonna put that right over here, and there we go. I'm going to put that front piece back on. Now that part, unfortunately for me, this control part right here, that thing breaks off all the time. So once you get it on, you get it set, you put on your controls, you put your character on there. Best just to leave it alone. It is a Motu set. Yeah, this is the Battle Ram. So we've got the Battle Ram set that came with Mechanic and Triclops, and just did the actual jet sled. So that part we got first, and then we're about to do now. Here we go. This section right here, we got the. Sorry about that. I had something fall off over here. Let's set that down. I had something. It's a volume control thing. It fell down and landed on my remote or my mouse, and it said that it faded everything to black. Not really into Motu, more Transformers guys back in the day. Yeah, it, I kind of I liked Transformers, but I didn't get into it quite as much. I think because when I was growing up, you could not find it in my area that well. Um, but I got into Masters Universe quite a bit, and I loved GI Joe, and I loved GI Joe because my dad was a military person, and so that was like my way of connecting with him. So that was something that I was really into for a long time. And then Star Wars, I got some Star Wars stuff, but I only had a few Transformers. That was, I don't know if it's because you couldn't find it in my area, or if my parents were like, he's gonna break this or break it apart into pieces, or it's just not gonna hold up. And so something about it, I did not get a lot of Transformers growing up. All right, so we got one of these, two of these 2x4 flats, 2x2 inverted, and one of the 2x4 flats in darker green. So it looks like we're stacking. I'm going to stack those. We're going to put this down. We're going to set that on top, and we need one more of that 2x4 dark green. There we go. So just like that. Pretty basic. The giant mechas. Oh yeah, Transformers were expensive. Well, some of it was, the was the back metal plastic was really expensive to do. The giant mechas. I was a Lego's kid. I had a lot of Lego. So when you say the giant mechas, you're talking about like the really really big Transformers, like the ones that were like also like the playset type of things. I'm not. Oh wait, are you talking about like the was it the Devastator, where they combined together the combiners? Because there was a couple of those I always wanted when I was young, but never could find. So I had to ask who's trying to get. So who has done the oh my goodness, what is it? Transformers and GI Joe. They just put out, I think it was the Triple H tank or Triple T tank, and it transforms into a Transformer. And then you've got the old O-ring Sergeant Slaughter. Shogun Warriors was good. Sure, big. Oh yeah, yeah, they were very big. It's weird because the actual Transformer toys were never that. So if you wanted to combine it with like the 3 3/4 inch action figures, it seemed kind of weird. I think, do they scale? They didn't scale up. A lot of the figures or the Transformers didn't even scale to like mask level. It'd have been cool if they did, but that's because they were taking that IP from Takara, and then putting it in the States, weren't they? Let's see. All right, so we've got these pieces here. I've got one up, goes this way. So I got one where the claw's this way, and then one where it needs to go up, and that's the one I'm looking for right now. And I know it's in here. Ah, there we go. This is actually where we're building our hitch for our jet sled. So that'll actually snap in like that and hold that into place. That's a pretty cool piece. And then let's find our two. I think these are the actual wheel wells. So we'll put this on top. One. Oh, this goes right up here. I need to pay attention. 1, 2. So just like that. 1. And 2. And this is going to fit right to here. They were all over the place. Yeah, I guess I didn't, again, because it was taken from, the transforming robots in Japan. So it's like, they're, at this point, they're just, building, taking what they have, re-engineering it or engineering it to fit what they need, and then putting out. The cartoon was to tie everything together. But as a kid, like, because I always like to put all my stuff together, and I know I've talked about it before on when I was on the podcast talking toys with Taylor and Jeff. When we would talk about like some of the crazy stuff, when I got a chance, I would take G.I. Joe and He-Man and Ninja Turtles, and I would try to combine them all together into some sort of crazy story. I would Michael Bay my action figures way back in the day. I remember doing the slow-mo explosions, kaboom, and taking the character and making him fly, and I would pose him as he fly away, land over here, or he'd get shots that go do 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 do. And it was just, I got crazy with it because that's, I'd watch these action flicks with my dad. And well, okay, let me rephrase it. I would be watching action flicks over the couch while my dad wasn't looking. So I'd see all this crazy, explosions and people flying through the air in slow-mo and all this, and he wasn't the wiser. Half the time he'd fallen asleep on his chair. He had this orange wingback chair that he loved. And he would fall asleep, and I would just sneak down there and just start watching some movies with him. Mix up Micronauts and Star Wars. Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool. I did mix, what was it? I would mix my Sky Commanders. Sky Commanders. I would mix them with Lego builds all the time. So I had minifigures that would actually work for the Sky Commanders. And I would I would make like Lego pieces that could be transported from one thing to another with the strings and make them shoot across the my little play area. Oh man, I think I had gotten like some air raiders from my friend Steven at one point, so I would mix those with the air commanders because they were about the same size. If I had mask, I would have also used those. Adventure People Adventure People really had some good figures. So Adventure People, and then at one point it was it Robotics? That was like a building set that had like they were almost 3 3/4 inch action figures. They were like 3.5 inches, so a little bit shorter. But then they had it was like a hook thing that you could peg them onto the builds. Yeah. Yeah, those were really cool. I liked those quite a bit. All right, here we go. We are now moving to 18 right there. So we got one, two of these bad boys, and one of these. Okay, so we're going to go here and here. So this is your seat. So this is going to be your seating area for your jet sled. The masterpiece transformers, Lego mixed with everything. So you have a few I have a few masterpiece transformer, two G1 figures, and two from the movie. Sadly, most of them. Yeah, there's quite. Here's the thing. My mom, she saved like my some of my Star Wars, my Power of the Force 2 stars. Like I had a huge collection of that. She saved that. So when I moved off to college, everything else I had like in my old toy room was like a big closet. And all that stuff got donated. She was like, "I'm taking your room, I'm turning it into um a crafting room, and I'm getting rid of all the stuff." And I guess she probably told me and I wasn't really thinking, which happens a lot. And I lost my Gray Skull, my Slime Pit, my Snake Mountain, um, Brave Star 3030, Tex Hex, all my original stuff, like all of it was gone. My Exo Squad were all gone. My was it Marvel? There were the big 10-inch action figures. I had a bunch of those Marvel ones. G.I. Joe, and I had like the Condor. I had, of course, the All Striker. Oh man, I had like two Rotons from Master Universe, Stridor, and the Night Horse. I can't remember the other one. Yeah, I had I had a ton of stuff, and it all got donated. Um, and so I kind of villainized my mom for a while on the show, saying that she was the bad guy. But I mean, again, like I get it as a parent, and you're like, hey, we gotta make some room here. I get it, but I tend to like when my kids like I'm gonna get rid of this, and get rid of it. I usually will put it out in the garage because in about a month to 2 months, my kids like, hey, what happened to my Fortnite stuff? And I'm like, oh, hey, guess what? We got this. The 6-inch one sold, but here you go. So I try to stick around with it. Pick the robotics, yes. So you still pick them up? Yeah. I saw some the other day at like a resale shop here in Denton. I thought about it for a minute. I was like, I could, but I mean, I don't need it. My 3 3/4 inch bin right now is full because of my G.I. Joe class, or no, G.I. Joe, was it 30th anniversary that had like Pursuit of Cobra and the movie stuff. Like I've got a huge bin of those. I've got that. I've got the Spin Master, DC and Batman, the Batman. So I've got like the car and a bunch of stuff that I still have to open, and I'll probably do that on like live streams as well. Moms are the villains for many Toy Stories. Yeah. Why is it dads are never the villains? Dads should be, but I guess because moms, they want their house clean. You tease your mom about your Star Wars collection. Oh, hey, you know what? You need to give your mom a hug. Tell her that you love her. Still building stuff, Moley. Lego alternate. Oh yeah, like the Lego. So Fun Hole for Lego alternatives. Fun Hole is really good. Blue Brick Star Trek. No, I've never. Okay, so you gotta tell me about Blue Bricks. I have not studied that one yet, but that sounds good because I love Star Trek. So that might be well worth checking out. That'd be fun. And see, now you open up a whole new can of worms for me to go and start looking for something that I don't need. That's usually the way it is, though. It's like, hey, we don't need it, but man, Is it not fun? Makes me happy. Yeah, right now I've got a take. So my little fishing village is so big at this point. I gotta take some of it apart, pack it away, and then put. I was gonna do my western village stuff on there because I also have it's a cheese farm and a hen house to go with the western stuff. Now she knows you love her. That's good. That's good. As long as they know that you love them. That makes all the difference in the world. I love my mom too. I should probably tell her more often. Got quite a bit of people I love, and I probably need to tell them a little more often. I think it's important. All right, so we've got one, two of these, and two of these slants here. Let me find that. There it goes. That one and this one right here. Okay, so it looks like we got two of these builds. So one goes this way, and the other I think is reversed. Yeah. This one will go. Let's turn it that way, and that'll go that way. There we go. Just like that. Not too bad. So they'll have license from 2022 mid June. But they made 100 sets. I'm gonna have to look into that. See, the thing is it's like I've kind of heard of Blue Bricks, but I hadn't seen it. So, or maybe I have. I'm gonna get on when I get a chance after this. I'm gonna look and see if I can't find something about the Blue Bricks. I know when we look at the faker figure, we're gonna look at the back of the card on that, and that one has like a whole line of figures, and one of them I believe was a Data in like the Mega Constructs, but I don't think Mattel really did that much as far as like the Star Trek. That would have been a cool one to to get a hold of. And honestly, I don't think I ever saw. I want to say that I think they did a Borg. They might have done Jean-Luc. I know they did Data because he's on the back of one of the little cards that we're going to be opening today. But other than that, I don't think they did any more, and that would have been a fun one to get a hold of. Again, like the thing I like about Mega Constructs is that the minifigures do feel like truly articulated action figures on that really miniature scale. And then you've got the build for their Lego pieces, which are really cool. Alright, so this is how you're building the pipes for the side of that thing. That thing is, I love it. It looks good. And they kind of pop right into there. Pretty cool. Let's do the other side. Pop in that way. That way and that way, just like that. And we'll put these on this side here. Alright, already feeling like a battle ram. Alright, let's go to 24 right here. It's like we need one of that 1x2 flats, and then the 1x2 90s right here. We need two of those. It's like, looks like we're kind of reinforcing everything. So that goes there. 1, 2, and 1 on the right here. Excellent. And then right here, is that a 2x6? So 2x6, a 1x6. And this will go right here, and this goes across right there. Okay. Looking at it, I was like, it doesn't exactly look like the back of the battle ram, but I'm gonna trust the process. I bet it's gonna get us there. The crazy guy from few problems in their first wave, but they improved a lot. Uh, they're perfectly so the blue bricks. They say they're stable. You had the DS9 station. Whoa, 23 by 62 inches. And it's hanging from the ceiling. Man, that's cool. So I had for a while. Oh yeah, Mega Constructs or Mega Blocks also had. It was World of Warcraft, so the WoW series for a while, and I had it was the Goblin blimp. I still have it somewhere. Oh yeah, so it's right up there, and that's one of my favorites. They also had like Enzio and the stuff from Assassin's Creed. Like I said, the Mega Block stuff is cool. If you ever get a chance to get it, I'm gonna look into these blue bricks because I could always do with some good Star Trek builds. Though I'd kind of like to get the mini figs from this in Star Trek. Okay, there we go. We got these two. Now these are like unique corner pieces. We got one, two, and then one by two, and that's a 1x2 flat. And by flat, I mean it's smooth flat. Here we go. That goes there. This goes here. And that goes here. And I bet you the wheels, yeah, the wheels are going to snap right in there. That's nice. It's a good look. Okay, and then two of these 1x2s. 1, 2, and then 1 2x2. 1 2x2 goes here. These snap here and here. So that builds up. Cool. And moving on. Diameter. Oh yeah, diameter. That's pretty big for a piece that's got to be what, like yay big hanging from your ceiling. That's pretty cool. All right, we got 1, 2, and then one of the 1x2s. Now these are like the pieces you put over wheels, which is kind of nice. That's gonna fit here and here. There's another set of Mega Constructs from Call of Duty that uses these for the ATV. I dig the way that they created those. It's good engineering. All right, so that's looking good. All right, so then we've got, looks like 1, 2 of the little claws here. 1, 2. We got this right here, 1, and then 1 of the 1x2 talls. This is the tall right now. Okay, so it looks like 1 and 2. So this will probably, oh yeah, these hold the blast bolts in the back. So the extras, which is what we should have had with the original battle ram. And this goes here. But I think the original battle ram's got like it's got like a sticker that has, mine's way up there. I can't get to it, but it's got like a sticker. I think that's got like a readout or something on it. Hope you get some. Yeah, hurry. Should hurry though. The big sell at the end of the license. Yeah, the base in Germany. Yeah, shipping could be expensive. I might have to wait a little bit though. I gotta wait till I get paid. But I'm gonna look into it because I have a feeling. I might like what they have. Did they also come with minifigs too? Because if they, I want to see how their minifigs are. I want to see how they stack up. Okay, over here we need 1 of these, and then we got 2 of these weird 2x2s. So you got, it's almost like a 1x2, but it's a 1x2 with a 90 on them, which is kind of cool. I like how these are because they tend to overhang. So you can overhang them over the build, so kind of like that, and they overhang. So you can bring things down a little bit and not have to have them sit so high up. And you got this right here. It's not bad. Okay. All right, now we're going to do something a little bit different here. We've got 2 of these. These are these, so I always thought that these would be like one piece, but they come as two, and they're almost like little cushions. So we got two of those, one of these, like almost like an intake. One of these, and this unique block here. I don't even know what to call this. I'm gonna call it a 2x4 double stack slant. You build it says build a few mega constructions or mega construct sets, but sadly those are a little harder to get over here. I'd love to build some Fallout or Skyrim sets. They did. Yeah, see, the thing is, I never even saw. I know that they had the Fallout sets, and there's like one that's got like the power suits, and I've come across it on Amazon, and I was looking. I'm like, oh, that's not bad. And so what the picture has got like, I think there's just like 5 sets, and they come with like the hanger that the armor is on, and then so it's got like the hanger that the armor's on, and then it's yeah, it's like the hanger, some chains, the armor's on it, and then like a weapon or something, and it might have like a minifig that goes in it. So the actual listing, from what I remember, had all 5 of them on there. I'm like, hey, not bad. That's a pretty cool. That's a good looking set, and it was like $45. And so I went to it, and I was like, hey, I might save up and grab those. Those would be kind of cool to do on the show. And then I realized, oh, each one, a set about yay big, is $45. And that's the only time I've ever seen the Fallout stuff for Mega Constructs. And I was blown away. I was like, how in the world is each one $45? And they're all, because I think they've gone and they passed. And I don't know if Mattel's even doing any more Mega Construct stuff. It's kind of disappointing because I really dig their Mega Constructs, but hopefully that's doing okay. All right, everybody can still hear me. I just want to make sure because it looks like OBS had a problem that it kicked back on. So if you can't hear me, you need to let me know, and I'll try to get that fixed up. I was gonna say, so where are you at that you're not able to get them? Are you in Germany? Put that sits up right there. That's a good look right there, like that. Now that's starting to look like the battle ram right there. All right, here we go. All right, we're gonna move to the next page over here. This is all decorations at this point. So we've got 1 and 2, and then we got this guy on the back. So this should go, that'll snap there. That'll snap right here. And this goes right down here. And then, so 34, 35, 1, 2, 2 of these. 1, 2 of these. And then these 2 right here. Okay, another thing I really dig about the Mega Bloks run is that all their pieces were printed. So kind of like how the Fun Hole pieces were printed. Yeah, it's all printed on there, and it holds up. They look good. All right, so this should go, if I have this should sit here. And then this goes here. And then this snaps down just like that. So your character can grab the back. So let's try it again. So we got that snaps here on the back. That snaps here. And then this goes right in there. Again, so your character can grab. And these are going to go right on the back. So remember how you could make your character right on the back? Kind of the same thing. Look at that. Isn't that nice? No, that's looking like the battle ram. Uh, Plunder. Cheap viewers on the stream boot. No, I don't think so. Ah, those bots, man. They get me every time. Okay, so we've got our launcher. Now, my launcher's already put together. I've got that piece on there. We got that. We've got this. This turns around that way. So we've got that gargle. Check that if I can get it to zoom in. I can't. But it's a really cool gargle print. And this will snap right into place right there. Okay. Now we're going to put these in. So 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. That one. I want to redo that one and make sure it turns correctly. There we go. And that fits back on there. So we got those. We got these. These would make, those are like cool turbine pieces right there. And this goes right in the center on each one. So one on that side and one on that side. So I want it with that design up like that. And you could turn your design however you need. It's kind of like that. And then we'll do the same thing over here. We'll turn it like that. Nice. The battle ram, the vintage battle ram, I absolutely love the look of that thing. I think it's so cool. Alright, so right here, it's saying for me to take these off. There's a part of me that kind of wants to keep them on. As long as my wheel's clear, I might leave that on there. So, I'm going to kind of, instead of taking mine off, I'm going to leave it on. Alright, let's do the wheels. So we got 1, 2 in the front, and then 1, 2 in the back. We've got our missile that goes here. Nice, and it actually, that thing will actually shoot out. So if you press it, boom. And here's the thing, I'll go ahead and warn you, if you ever get the set and you go and shoot that thing off, keep in mind, that sucker travels. It goes really far. I lost one of these for a while, and it took me a very long time to find it. All right, that snaps on the back there for your character to ride. So if you wanted to, let's say, we'll take Mechanic here, and we'll pose him up. So let's say he snaps right into here. He holds onto that, and he rides on the back. He can boom, 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 shoot the battle ram off. Okay. Let's give him his mace back. Okay. And then our last piece here. Got those on there. Got this all set up. Let's attach that jet sled. You're in Germany? Awesome. So is that why you're able to get the blue bricks? Is you're there. So if it's out of Germany, you know, I bet you there's some US sellers that probably have them. I just have to look. But yeah, I kind of want to check them out and see. It's weird how like there's some toys that goes, you know, across international lines without any problems. There's some that are here, some that are there. And even some that like Mattel will only specifically sell in one area and not the other. It's kind of weird, but you know, hey, we like our toys. And I want to check out those blue bricks. All right. So here we go. Here's our battle ram. Look how beautiful that is. And then of course the jet sled does pop off. Snaps back into place. You do have the firing missile up there. Boom. And then you've got the spot in the back with the 2 extra missiles there. Now, sadly, these don't have the faces on the missiles, but we'll be okay. We'll be all right. You know what I mean? Okay, so we're gonna put Mechanic right here, and he's gonna hold on to that, and he's gonna be tracking. Look, he's got his neck all popped out. He's tracking trackoffs. Wow. And then we get these 2 extra pieces here, so that way we can we can put our minifigs, we can stand them up. So he's, I'm gonna come and get you. And I guess, you know, this one, I'll put in his hand. This is gonna be his other weapon here. He's got a snake face to tackle with. Alright, so we'll put that over there. Alright. I'm going to move this box and stuff out of the way. We got one build. And I would say at this point, I kind of want to start looking at this thing right here. Because I have not opened this at all. Let's see. I know I got a knife around here somewhere. Let's see. There we go. For my cool knives, I've got, they're stuck on my walking vest for the mornings because I go out so early these days, and there's been so many kind of wild animals running around our area because they've been cutting down all the trees and the forest areas where I'm at in our neighborhoods. So some of the animals don't have a place to go. So I've stuck those knives on so I have some claws in case something happens. But I forget about them, and they're cool and they look good on screen because they've got, you know, donut sprinkles all over it. But I don't have them with me. So you're gonna have to stick with the old multi-tool that looks like it's been, you know, through Hades and back. Alright, so here we go. We're gonna open this bad boy up right here. Cool. Yeah, that's pretty. I like that. Look at that. And I think, you know, because I think the Castle Grayskull set, like, because I know they had a Mega Bloks Castle Grayskull set, but I'm wanting to say that it did not come with all the extra accoutrements that the original castle came with. So you had to, wanted to say you had to get these sets to get like the turret laser, the set that had like the climber on it that had Fisto for the weapons rack. So I think that had like all the extra little pieces to it, which I kind of I dig, but I also don't dig, because if I was to get a Grayskull, that huge Castle Grayskull set, and it didn't come with my extras, I'd be like, Mattel, I'm watching you. Why didn't you? So, okay, so Blue Bricks is based out of Germany. They also have around 45 stores around the country here. They started growing over the past few years, but the sets are absolutely great. 99% of decoration they do is printed. They used a handful of sets, transfer decals where stuff needs to be over several connected parts, but they did minifig scale sets. Okay, one-to-one gadgets. They have a tricorder, phasers, rifles, etc., mini ships, and even an advent calendar. I'm gonna be looking for a tricorder and a phaser. I absolutely I love the tricorder. I love the phaser. Honestly, my phone, I had to switch phones, but one of the cases I had for my phone before was a tricorder case, and I had the background that looked like it looked kind of like a tricorder screen, you know, and I had plugged in sounds where, you know, every time that you open something up or there was alert, it would go beep, 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 you know, kind of like the tricorder sound. I dig it. Okay, so we got this, it looks like a little base thing here. And this is the back of the skull. So inside the skull, you've got an area for plug-in. You've got plug-in here. You got plug-in here. So you could actually absolutely build with this. This is a two-part that fits there. Or I have a feeling that we're going to be building out like that. So let's take a look. We'll get rid of that instruction booklet. And we're going to put this one over here. Let's take a look at that. Ooh, I love fold outs. Look at that. So it does come with one of these, and that snaps right onto the side. Oh, that'll be fun. Oh, look, you got a computer and the super laser and a trap jaw. Nice. Okay. And it looks like there's a couple more. There's the climber. That one looks like it comes with Fisto. I am after that. Yes. And then He-Man with the Sky Sled, I think it's what it was called. That it was like a backpack piece. I think that one comes like his armor is blue, but I kind of wish it was like the actual like snap-on armor, kind of like the Stilt Stalkers, which I've got the vintage Stilt Stalkers. I love those. All right, and then we got all this. This is pretty cool. I dig it. Okay, we need to be on this side, so we're gonna fold this down. We're gonna look over here at one. You haven't made them available. You know, if any company that goes out of their way to make sure that there is a how do I put it, a availability to find the instructions as a PDF, I'm all good with that company. I know Lego does it, which I'm glad, and they do it for most of their sets. I think I even have like a Lego app where I could, if I wanted to go and build some of the older sets, I could go to, I have like a local Lego shop or building block shop I can go to, and I can get like a whole bag of bricks for like $20 or something. And if I wanted to, I could print up those PDFs and build some of the stuff that maybe I wasn't able to get before. The only downside is oftentimes certain color bricks are hard to get. If you didn't get them in season or with the set, sometimes some of those bricks are so specialty they are hard to get. Okay. I'm going to open this one kind of slowly because I don't want to lose all those pieces. Okay, not bad. There's quite a bit here. All right, let's put together our minifig first. So we've got Triclops. Looky there. He does have the fly swatter and the hook. It's in silver this time. We've got a bracer, his belt. Oh, looky there. We got his hand cannon, his laser. We got his jaw. Oh, no way. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start geeking out. So there's the head. The jaw actually snaps on. And he has teeth that go a certain direction. And the jaw does move. Well played, Mattel. Well played. That means you know your market very well. All right, we'll pull this arm out right here. This is going to go, so that plugs right into the back. Goes there and holds into place. We'll put the arm back on. Oh, nice. That's a good fit too. Now this is not articulated here, and that's gonna, I guess it'd be okay. But we'll put the head on there. Got his jaw. They even put the hook or the little thing on top of his head so he could go down the string. I remember that was such a big thing. I never had a trap jaw when I was a kid. I always wanted one. And one of the things I wanted them because I remember in the commercial, they showed his mouth move, they showed the tools, and they showed him on that string. And I always wanted that. Okay, so on these you have to put the loincloth on. Boom. We've got our belt, and it's a gummy belt. So this one actually, I think will fit right. Let's see. It's supposed to fit right over the top of these. And it's gummy so that way we can put the extra tools on his belt. Come on now. First builds of these are always kind of tough. There we go. So we've got his jaw. Pop his jaw back up. There you go. And I guess I always like to do let's do the laser. Do the laser. And then we'll do the hook over here. So maybe we'll push that up in there, or we'll hook it like that. How about that? We'll hook that there, and then we'll put the fly swatter over here. There we go. So that's our comic version trap jaw. Okay, so we'll put him onto the side. We'll put him over there. And then let's start with our build. It looks like we're going to start with that mega laser first. So, yeah, I was sitting there. I'm waiting to look it up after the show. But yeah, I kind of want to look and see what that tricorder looks like. Is it the next generation, or was it the vintage? I'm good with either one. Like Star Trek, I dig it. So I grew up in a Star Trek home, so that is, either way, it's okay by me. So put that there. This will go right here, looks like. Yeah. And then, looks like we need two of these. And then one of these right here. So we'll put, this one goes right here in the center. And these are going to go on each side. Pretty cool. I dig it. And then we need, let's see, 1, 2, and we need them. Oh, they got a double. So this one and this one. And it looks like this goes back, this goes down, and these go forward. You know what I'm already seeing that I absolutely love about this little laser thing? Already, they are channeling the vintage He-Man stuff, Masters of the Universe, with the tan-colored laser cannon and the yellow, bright yellow stand. I absolutely dig it. These are obviously made by people who care about their property, because it shows. Alright, oh, looky there, I missed something, look. On top of the swatter, he also has his classic claw. Nice. And we'll check that out. I'm going to put it over there with him. That's pretty cool. I mean, like, look at that. He's also got his laser, fly swatter, a claw, and a hook. A little bit more than the vintage figure. Okay, now we need, there's this little guy right here. There's this plunger piece. This, oops, one of these, and one of these. Okay. That part goes in there, and that's what makes the plunger shoot out. Then you've got, this goes here. This goes on top. Kind of emulating that vintage cannon. This goes right in the center, it looks like. Is that right? Yes. And this goes down here on the back, so like that. Okay, pretty cool so far. Pretty cool, I dig that. You downloaded the, so they did the vintage, oh, they did the vintage one. But they also put, so it, for the viewers, the Blue Bricks did a vintage tricorder and the one from the Voyager series, but they did put two versions of the display into that one, so you could swap displays between normal and medical. Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, Chris, you already downloaded the Voyager tricorder. So Ghostbusters Quick Response Unit is already in the market for a Star Trek tricorder in Blue Bricks blocks. He's already. I have a feeling. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look and see when you have that build done. I want to see it. Oh man, I had a feeling you were gonna. As soon as you heard or saw the Voyager one, you're like, I'm there. Nope. Not even concerned about it. I might go get it. Oh man. All right, and then these are gonna go on top. These 1x2 smooths. I think that sits like that. I'm gonna check on the next direction here. All right, so next direction, we're gonna go up here a little bit. Fold it down like this. One of the problems with the camera for this portion is it's hard to see all the extras, but we got it right here. Okay, so look. Oh, this goes up one, so it goes up to here. Looks, yeah, I see it. Looks, and this goes right in here. And then we're going to do the same thing for the next one. Here. Here. And then one on the end. Whoops. Don't want that to fall off. Yeah, those are pretty cool. Look at that. So those are the next gen phaser rifle. Yeah, I'm going to have to, you know what? I'm going to have to check out these blue bricks. All right. So put that there. I'm going to put that there. And we're going to mash those down, make sure that they're nice and solid. One looks, oh, I see it. I'm going to push that down a little bit more. Just like that. Okay. Pew, 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 pew. Pretty cool. All right, then we've got this right here. This looks like it's going to go right in there in the center. Oh, nice. So that's actually, I think that's going to tilt. So we have that classic tilting bit on there. And now it looks like we're building the actual legs. So we're going to go here. We've got, this goes forward, backwards, forward, much like the vintage. This goes like that. And this is going to snap right on there. How cool is that? Look. That's that vintage cannon. The one from the top of the castle. And it's done in the same colors. That's pretty cool. And then it looks like we've got a little bit more that goes here. This bolts, first thing. The bolt goes in this way. Oh, you know what? I put something backwards, didn't I? I did. These go over here. Ooh, Taylor, I'm telling you did not follow directions. Now that looks more like the actual thing. Okay, because I was like, where does this little handle go? The handle snaps right in there. There we go. And so, pew, 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 pew. Oh, that's nice. I wish there was a place to snap the extra bolt on there, but we'll figure that out. We'll get to that in a minute, okay? So we got that blaster, and then we got the rest of these parts. I'm sure maybe they came up with something for it. If not, they're building blocks. We can make a space for it. So we get one of these and then two of these. So let's take a look at these two screens, because yeah, if you have, so the cannon, if you have the Mega Bloks Grayskull, you could sit that cannon on top, and each one of those Skeletor headsets came with, like, one came with the weapons rack, one came with the cannon. There seems like there's one more that came with, like, the practice beating thing. You're losing it with the instruction manuals. Oh, check that out. Isn't that nice? Look. It's got that vintage. So this is from inside of Castle Grayskull. So this was the computer that was over on the side, right? It was like kind of up and over. Classics has got it settled. And I think my vintage has it. It's a piece of cardboard. But yeah, you've got that computer screen there. So that's what we're building now, is a computer screen. So this would go right here and here. Hold that into place. And then we've got this one. What is that? this guy right here, and then this. So it looks like, oh, that goes right in the center. So that goes here. This snaps into place there. And I like how that's just a little bit different color. And then this goes on top. What? That's beautiful. Okay, we're going to flip it over. This snaps right onto there. Cool. Okay. Now we've got a green, a vent, two of these bad boys. One of the, no, two of these, and then one of these right here. I don't want to lose these pieces. There we go. Let's set that up like that. Okay. So it looks like this one will get an arm and a vent. And it'll go right here. Oh, nice. Okay. So you got to really press that arm in there to get that in there. Here, we'll do it like that. So that will set up, and the pipes go in the floor. So do that one that way, and then it looks like we got this one is the other side. So this has got the little T pipe piece that goes in there, and it's all done in metallic plastic. So it's like, it's some good stuff. We're gonna press that in. Oh, I might have to loosen this one up just a little bit. Nice. And then we'll pull that out just a little bit like that. Okay. Then it looks like these go on top. So 1 and 2. And it looks like these are going to fit, push right in there. 1 and 2. And then this goes right. Oh, man, look at that. That is beautiful. And you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this extra bolt right here. We're going to put that bolt right there. So that way we have a spot for it. And then what they're saying is that inside our Skeletor head, right here, this part fits right into there. And then go back over here. This goes into here. This fits to the side of here. So like that. The computer goes inside right here. Beep, bop, beep, boop, boop, boop. And then the cannon. It's like the cannon. They have it in kind of weird, you know, I'm just going to put it right here on the end. I don't think I'm too specific about where the cannon's going to, it's not like, oh yeah, no. Directions told me. I'm just going to put it right here. If it'll fit. Here, it might be easier to do it that way. So 1. And pop it in over there. Boom. Nice. Okay, so we've got all of his tools here. I'm going to take his little hand, stick it in there. And then he's going to grasp the cannon. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That's a cool set. I mean, I'm not too keen on the Skeletor head. But like I dig this. This is cool. And of course, like much like the Battle Ram, press that down. Boom, that thing is going to shoot out. And that one seems to have, I guess because it's a little bit newer and a tighter fit, that one's definitely going to shoot out across the room. So that's a cool one. I'm going to put exactly, you know what? I have that choice and I'm going to take it. It's my God-given right to put that Lego where I want it. So this set, I believe I have this set in my link tree. So in my link tree, I've got a store. Um, if you're wanting to pick up this set off of Amazon listed, get it through the link tree. It's going to help me out a little bit. It'll put a little bit of cash in my pocket and help me buy some more sets for more shows. Okay, but yeah, I believe I have this on my link tree. This is nice. I can't even remember. I think I spent like maybe $10 on this. I dig it. This is cool. That's a cool set. Well worth the money on that one. I like that one. I'm gonna put it. So look, we got our battle ram over here. We got this guy here, and I think everything else after that, it's pretty much just like I think it's all like minifigs. So let's grab this one. I've been wanting to open this one for a while. Right here. Look at that. I've had these so long at this point. Look at that. The glue and everything is just popping off. Just popping off. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna see if I can save the cards as much as I can. Oh, beautiful. Man, hopefully. Oh, nice. And the card is still standing. I think I need that, but yeah, put that over here. Okay, so we're gonna push all this stuff off to the side. So the back is actually kind of a cardboard. We've got Evil Lyn, we got Moss Man, we got Prince Adam, Skeletor, Stratos. There's a Wind Raider set that's got a He-Man and a Skeletor in it. I'm not sure if I've ever seen that Wind Raider set, but that'd be nice. All right, we'll put that over here. Actually, I'm gonna end up saving that, so I'm gonna put it over here with my instruction stuff. I do have a bin for my Mega Constructs. Okay. So it tells us how to put He-Man together, but He-Man's already put together. So there you go. Yeah, no, the minifigs are the minifigs for the Motu stuff they're nice. The minifigs for the Motu stuff they're nice. So we've got He-Man here. He comes with his shield, so it looks like put that right there. Oh, look, it's got even the coloring inside the shield there. So we're gonna put this here. Boom. We'll put the sword. Does it fit in his back? Oh, how beautiful is that? Looky there. It does house his sword, so his power sword. And I'm gonna give him that battle axe because I like the battle axe look more than anything. You know, I got to get back to it, but I have a cosplay Masters of the Universe battle axe from He-Man that I need to finish up. It looks good. I'll take a picture and put on Instagram at some point. You can find my Instagram link also in Linktree. So LINKTR period EE / TayRayGun, one word. It's all there. So I dig it. Looks nice. Okay. And then we'll do Beastman here. These aren't really that hard. Like there's not a lot of challenge in this. So Beastman. Man, he comes with a ton of stuff. Look at that. You've got the arm bracers. You've got these bracers. Again, that red with that bright orange. Straight out of vintage He-Man stuff. The only thing, his belt's red. I think that should have been, I think it's olive green. That's what the original is. I'd like to see it as olive green, but I could be fine with that. So it looks like this guy goes into there. So he's got a weapon. You know what? I bet you these, if I was to get the set that had Fisto and the weapons rack, I bet you these, the sword and the scythe here, I bet you they would fit with that weapons rack. I'm going to kind of set them right there. That's pretty cool. I'm going to give him his whip, and his whip is kind of gummy, so it's flexible. I'm going to give him his whip because that's what he came with as a vintage figure. And then he gets a purple stand. Arr, arr, ah, that's pretty cool. I like it. Man, those are some good looking figures. All right, I'm going to put those off to the side. I will hold on to this. And let's see. Let's take a look at. I'm just gonna start putting them up here. I want to see which one we want to pick out next. Got quite a few. So I've got Evelyn. I've got Faker. And this is actually one. You know, let's do Faker because here's my reasoning why. I'm gonna set these up over here so we can see them in our booklet cam. Maybe we'll do it like that. We'll figure out which ones we want to do next. Let's do Faker, and the reason why I want to do Faker is because this is the one that on the cross-sell art on the back, you've got a Ninja Turtle, Data from Star Trek, a Xenomorph, that's like a bloodied acid Xenomorph, looks like the T-1000, and then the Terminator with his arm all exposed. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Let me find my knife over here. We'll go with that one here. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Check. Whoa. No way. So I guess these are so old that instead, because normally you'd break through here, but that is almost a pristine card. Look, that's going to go with the other cards. Maybe we'll get lucky enough that they all break off like that. All right. So Faker, it's got 21 pieces. Put that over there. I don't think we need that. Oh, check that out. Okay. So we get a little bit better look at that Data and Ninja Turtle, Xenomorph, all that. Oh, nice. I came across some of the, was it Terminator Resistance figures online, and I might, at some point, I'd kind of like to pick those up, put them with the Call of Duty stuff. I like the world building aspect of being able to put like these figures with others, Call of Duty, and there's like some generic minifig that are like military style minifigs that would go well. Alright, so we'll put goodbye. Again, it tells us how to put Faker together, but we already know how to put Faker together. I do want to take a look at this. So if we pop off the arms and the head, and look here, we can pop that off. That's rubbery. Looky there. He actually does have his little mechanical piece on there. Very cool. Mattel didn't have to put it on, but they probably know how their Motu fans are, and if they don't put it on there, somebody gonna be writing and saying, "Yo, you forgot something important." I wonder how in the world back in the day, like when Scott Knightlick was brand manager, I wonder how in the world he dealt with people like me that's like, "Hey, yo, you forgot something. Don't do it again, or I'm not going to buy as much of your Masters Universe classics." Like the Megs blocks. Yeah, the Mega Blocks minifigs are awesome. You had the Colonial Marines and the Alien Store. So I never got I definitely wanted the Colonial Marine. I think they came out with one, right? On Colonial Marine, and then they did variations of the Xenomorph. So you got like a bloody one. There was a what was it? You got a bloody one. You had a regular. There was kind of a silvered looking one, if I remember correctly. And I'm trying not to get them confused with like Loyal Subjects, because I have like the Loyal Subjects alien stuff. Compare him to He-Man. How cool is that? It looks nice. I dig it. And of course, because he's got the same armor. So Skeletor's armor also has a sword holder. That's pretty cool. All right. So we'll save that. Yeah, I bet you they're hard to come across. All the so the aliens, I think I have a predator. And the predator I have is the camouflage version. I was never able to get Dutch, and I know they put out a Dutch where he's got like the bow and arrow and like a sling around him, and he's kind of muddy looking. I know they put out a Dutch. I remember they put out a Jungle Hunter Predator, the camouflage version of Jungle Hunter Predator, which is the one I have. That thing's chock full of stuff. The Xenomorph, they had a few variations, and then the Marine. But I was not able to find the Marine or the Xenomorph. I came across the Dutch once and didn't have enough money to get them. And then when I came across the Jungle Hunter Predator, he was on clearance for like $4, and I just snatched it. I was like, money or not, I'm gonna figure it out. Like that's going home because that's just not one you see very often. Okay, let's try Evil Lyn now. So far we got a bunch of bad guys here. We almost have, if we have Triclops, Faker, Beastman, Evil Lyn, and I would almost go with the other. Hey buddy, how are you? I got my kid here. If you see him, he's over there. Am I almost finished? Let's see, what time is it? It is 1:42. I've been live streaming for a couple hours. I think we'll probably end up being done maybe around 3. Wow, what you got? Can we go eat, buddy? We ain't got no money. We're gonna have to eat at home. Though I believe you got some mac and cheese that can be reheated. Yum yum. And you tum tum. Bye. Yeah, I know. Like that was one of those where it was like, hey, we don't have a lot of money. I've got 2 pre-orders coming like August 20th, and I'm like, please, I hope we get paid beforehand, because back to school stuff, we always end up spending more money than we need just getting all the supplies and things. It's a mess these days. All right. So Evil Lyn also came off her card without a hitch, so I'll be saving that card. Look at that card. Isn't that nice? And this is not a classic colored Evil Lyn. This is more like the 2000X colored Evil Lyn. I'll dig it. All right, well, we're going to put this one over here. We'll save it. And let's see. For her build, we've got, it looks like 1. Oh, it goes this way. And this way. So that goes there. This goes down. So 1, 2. Should have 2 of these bumps. And then how these bumps made us jump. You can tell I've been reading Cat in the Hat and everything else in school, trying to get acclimated to the kids again. Cool. And that's her little mace, her mace thing. So she's got 2 bracers. So the wrist bracers that the guys have, they go up on the lady's arms here. And a little bit different as far as the sculpt. That's cool. Looks good. Alright, we're going to put this in her hand. She's going to cast spells. I'm going to put her on here. There we go. And so now we got Evil Lyn as well. Alright, we're going to close this down. We'll save. I like the fact that so far the paperwork's been fine. They're just popping off of their bubble like no problem. I'm digging that so far. Alright, let's go with, you know what? I really want to do Manny faces. Let's see. How is this going to pop off? Will it pop off? Alright, so let's get out the knife for this one. This one doesn't seem like it's just going to pop off. And I'm going to go right over here. You know what? I bet you I have an easier way. Get these scissors. Because I do want to keep, like especially with the others, I've kept all the cards so far. I kind of want to just keep all the cards. Keep it, you know, nominal. Keep all the card art. No, I'll get rid of it. No, this one might be a little bit harder because of the way it's put together. But if anything, we'll go ahead and get these pieces out. We'll get this out. And I'll probably take a little knife to this or later. Not lately. I'll take a knife to it later and cut the rest of the plastic off. First one that did not just pop out. So sad. Alright. But again, you've got the art here with many faces on there. Digital render. This one has nothing on the back. Isn't that wild? So nothing about what else is in the line. Let me put that over here. Okay, so Manny faces. Let's see what he comes with. He's got, of course, full movement here. And he has his head. Let's see. You got hero, robot, and monster face. I love it. So you've got the hero, the robot, and the monster. That makes me happy. I love it. Growing up, I always loved that monster face. And I always loved his hand cannon because it did look like a cannon. That's cool. I dig that. Now this part doesn't turn, and that's okay because it's more like the vintage toy, but it does have that play feature. He's got his stand that says Manny Faces or Mini Faces. Let's take a look and see what it has in here. We have, of course, Manny Faces, his stand, his blaster. Oh, you can't, so apparently you can't take, let's take a look and see. Let's see if we can do it without breaking it, Taylor. But apparently, he will separate. Oh, I see. Oh, cool. So if it gets stuck or something, you can pull it out like that. Oh, nice. And that's on the peg. So that's what keeps it in place, is that's on the peg. So if I want to put him on a different body, oh man, I could totally do that. That's cool. And then you'd put this on. You put this on there right way. They left the hole exposed so you can still put stuff on them. Oh, that's cool. Very cool. You want to put his, I'm going to carry my blaster on my back. There's a Masterverse version of Manny Faces I'm trying to get a hold of. And that one, I think, comes with a backpack that's got extra heads in it. So extra mask for him to change into. Because, you know, he was in, I think it was established in 2000X. I think in the mini comics as well, that he's like an actor or something. But Beastman at one point was controlling the beast in him and causing some issues. So we'll put that over there. All right, let's see. I'm going to go with Roboto next. Now, we know with Triclops and we know with Trapjaw, we've already got that set. But let's look at Roboto here. Almost. All right. Robato's not wanting to just come off, so let's cut the card open. All right. So what we'll do is we'll pop that out. We'll pop this out. He's got his two hands. 1, 2. And then Mr. Roboto there himself. We got the cross-sell of Roboto, and that is the comic version of Roboto. Jeff would like you to store the accessories on the figure. Yes. And I have a feeling that there's something about this figure that's going to bother me here in a minute. but we'll take a look at it. So the 2000X Roboto. Here, before we get into it, let's talk about 2000X Roboto. So 2000X Roboto, from the Mattel reissue Masters Universe. We love them. Finally got one. I was